Alright guys, if you ever wondered what the normal work life is like for CobraVids, well, this is what I do. I'm up in the attic space of the building that I do maintenance at. I went from armed security, protecting the power grid, to working on a building, keeping it going, keeping the residents warm and safe. Got all of our sprinklers up here in the attic. We got over there where that light is, there's an attic heater over there. And what I'm doing today, when I was actually out there checking all the heaters last week, I discovered this here. And what this is, obviously, is a ductwork that has broken apart. And this is heat. So not only are we heating the attic space, which that's why we have attic heaters, but we're also blowing off into nowhere. So it's stirring up all this insulation here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reattach this piece. It pops back in. I'm going to reattach it and get it attached to the register here, which I think this is, where are we? This is the laundry room, maybe? I'm not sure what it is. So okay, we're going to go ahead and get this this patched up here, and I'll show you a few steps that it's going to take to get this job done. Before we get started, I wanted to show you what the proper way is to repair a duct like this. This is the silver tape. Never use duct tape, that gray stuff that deteriorates under heat. But this is the true duct tape. This has a silver tape with a paper backing that you peel off. It's very sticky. It is what you want to use when you're putting things back together like this. It will stick much better than duct tape ever will. If this was in the middle of a run, I would be sealing this up with Mastiff. It's a peanut butter solution. Give me a thumbs up if you know what the peanut butter solution is. Let's have a talk about it. But anyway, so yeah, let me get this popped back into its groove and into here, and I'll get it taped up. I'll show you what it's going to look like before I rewrap it. Alright guys, so once I snap this back inside of its ring, I've went ahead and taped up all the seams, including the one attaching to the register, and that there will seal up that elbow there, that 90. And now we just wrap it back around with the insulation, seal it up really good, and we should be okay. I'm going to try to remember to explain Mastiff to you, just in case you don't know what that is. Okay guys, so pretty much what I've done here is I've sealed up the seam, and I've wrapped many layers around the whole pipe here, because if I just put pieces across here, the heat, the dust, and everything is just going to peel it off. But if you wrap it fully around and it attaches to itself, then I'm up in an attic talking to myself. But anyway, that's pretty much going to do it. I'm going to wrap some more down low here, and probably put a few more pieces around just on the way up. And what Mastiff is, okay, you see all these seams here? Okay, if you were to have a split in your insulation, and you had your AC running during the summertime, and here in Texas it's very humid in some areas, so what you're going to have is you're going to have an exposed metal pipe running cold air through an attic that's hot and humid. So you know, condensation, when cold meets humid hot, it's going to condensate, and that's exactly what will happen. And you'll have a drip, and it'll look like your roof is leaking with no rain, you know, during summertime. And I experienced that at another house I went to work at, and I had to seal it up with massive tape, which is a tape that has a spongy pad on it. It's hard to say. I'm fairly new at HVAC repair, so this is kind of a new experience to me. But the Mastiff tape goes around, and it's an insulated tape. And then you take the peanut butter stuff and you you put a nice overlapping layer to cover that massive tape, and then what you've got is you've got a very well insulated repair. And I would do that to this if this was out in the middle somewhere, but this is a register and it goes straight out, so I'm not too worried about condensation here. I'll throw some more insulation around it to insulate the register that is exposed here, right there. And so, okay, I'm going to finish that up. I'll give you one more view of it before I am done. All right, this is how I'm going to leave it. I did a few more wraps here and a wrap up here. This is solid. This is going to remain in here until the next time it needs worked on. Obviously, right? That was a stupid statement. But anyway, I'm going to start crawling my way out of here and move on to my roof inspection that I'm going to do before we get the serious weather that we're due. Duct tape, guys. That stuff is a waste of money. Never use duct tape. It don't work for ducting, believe it or not. Okay guys, here's a perfect example. Am I zoomed in? Oh, I was zoomed in. Here is some standard duct tape. You see how deteriorated it is? Okay? And it starts peeling up and leaving all these little gaps, and it leaves this seam open. So the best thing would be to bring a wire brush and brush all the dirt off of it, get as shiny surface as possible. But let's do that, and I'll show you what it's supposed to look like. All right guys, with a clean surface, and if you do this with this tape and you just push it down and get it all sealed up, it's going to stick for probably twice as long as this stuff does. So that is why I use the silver tape, just like that. This is a vent for bathrooms, so this isn't too important to get sealed up. But if you have too many leaks in these systems, since the motor that pulls air through here, through this bathroom, does the same thing with every bathroom along the line here. So all these go into one pump, one fan to pull air. So if you had a bunch of these leaks scattered throughout your entire system, well, eventually you're going to start losing suction and your fan system isn't going to work. So I got to really look at some of these back here. This is all done up with the wrong tape. You can see back there, how there's a piece hanging. Well, you could see that. Let me see if I get my finger in here. Right there, it doesn't even look like it's attached. So I got to go back there, verify that that is sealed up, and replace that piece that's hanging. But that's why I don't use that tape, because it doesn't stick. It's worthless, guys. Well, again, I'm up on the roof of the building. That's how big of a building it is. And I can see immediately there's an inexperienced or a sloppy roofer. You see how that's sticking out there? These are supposed to actually overhang a little bit. Well, that's how I do them, because overhang is better than water coming off and resting here and possibly making it up underneath the shingle. But there's a lot of areas, like over here is even worse. So you could tell that someone's sloppy. Up here, they got it right. Most of the roof, it's not done right. What else did you leave for me? Today I'm just checking the roof out, coming over here, and we're going to be checking out the attic vents here. Oh, we don't have anything to worry about. Why is this one not? Oh boy, he's definitely burning. I can smell it. Oh, I just wiped off the label. Yeah. All right, here's something I wanted to share with y'all. First glance, it looks all right, but if you look at how this roof is, every one of these lifted shingles is catching debris and taking a chance of driving rain getting up underneath the shingles. And you see how it dips down like this? How it dips down and comes up in a hump? That there is a water channel, if I ever seen one. And what the problem is the roof coming in here, the sheathing probably doesn't come all the way down. They probably have a large gap there, and they just filled it in with shingles, and over time it has settled into the gap. That's what it looks like. I got to show my boss this because this is not right at all. All right, guys, I'm a beginner roofer. I've done several roofs. Well, not too many, maybe 5. And that peak looks off center, right? What the hell is this? This, of course, is a valley flashing, but this is right in the middle of a flat zone. Anybody else see that? I don't know, but this looks like this is a problem, man. And see that ridge in the middle there? That is so that when your valley is in a valley like that, that there helps keep rushing water from being driven up underneath your shingles and vice versa. So this is out of place. This should not be here in a flat zone. This is a valley flashing, not a shingle joiner. I hope that's the big one that goes out to here, because if that's one of the small ones, oh man, big issues. That's wrong. Can any professional roofer tell me if I'm correct in assuming that that is wrong?